everybody. I'd like to thank everybody for coming in. First and foremost, being that we didn't do the proper send-off based on this lovely COVID-19 that is out there, you know, I just want to thank everybody in this room and everybody else that has worked with the property currently. Thank you for everything that you did. Thank you for all your tenure. Appreciate all you did. This property wouldn't have been as successful as it was without the team that's in this room. Thank you very much. Okay? So, the time has finally come that the changeover from Caesars Entertainment to ERI, now to CAI for this property. Okay? I talked to many people in this room months ago stating that there would be opportunity. I cannot talk with this mask on. So Michelle, I'm gonna back up. I can't breathe with it. Is that all right? Is it all right for everybody in the room? Okay. I can't breathe. A lot of people that I talked to in this room in the past, say February, March, talking about CAI definitely taking security of facilities. Okay? There's a couple people in this room that hounded me up until about last week. I won't call out any names, saying, when's this gonna happen, John? Well, the day is here now. That Brent Lovett, who is the project manager of this project here, will be talking with each and every one of you, primarily, that what will be going on with the property from whatever day it is I actually hand him the key. It'll be sometime in September, of how he's gonna move forward. He's gonna talk to you about positions that he's looking for. He's going to talk to you about the most important thing, the benefits. And I kind of went over it a little bit, and benefits look really, really good compared to what we had. So he did a very good, CAI did a very good job there. But starting, guess what, end of September, possibly October, to where he actually get the keys and he can start moving forward. Okay, so because I don't know exactly everything he's going to say, so my apologies. So I'm going to go ahead and hand this over to Brent for him to discuss everything that's going forward. Okay? There you go.
I don't know if that was a song and dance. Hey guys, Brent Lovett. I'm with CAI Investments and CAI Development and CAI everything else. So we are eventually going to be the owners of this establishment. As John is explaining, we're in a quandary between three groups of lawyers at the moment, and trying to just push this through. And then I've been handed the task of taking this 1.4 million square feet and turning it into 528 residential units, offices, retail establishments, Whole Foods, and creating a very, modern urban core for downtown Reno. So we're hoping to, convert this space into that live, work, play concept, and then working to, figure out a place for everybody who wants one, because it's going to require a lot of people to do that. Our first run at the organizational chart has 240 positions on it that I need to fill. So, again, we wanted to reach out first to you guys to see if there's something we can work out to bring you back on board, to keep that history of this property. And I agree with John.
That's tough.
Maths and speeches are really hard. So yeah, my goal over the last few weeks was to try to just narrow down the benefits package, because I know that was going to be a key concern to anybody I offered a job to. So what we have done is join Paychex. If you haven't heard of them, it's a national Paychex company, and we've joined their master group, which is basically they have 1.2 million employees under one master group, which gives us the biggest buying power for insurance. And then we started with that, and then they had 30 different programs to choose from. So we basically took your existing Caesars benefits, and I said I want to go above every one of the every one of those. We have chosen their United Healthcare Gold Plan, and they will be offering free dental, free vision, and a number of other free things. We're gonna have a better 401k plan than you currently have. We have a dependence care flexible spending account, dental insurance, vision, voluntary life insurance, VinFit financial wellness programs. It offers employee loans and things of that nature, employee assistance programs, working advantage employee discount programs, and life insurance, different types of life insurance programs. So we basically went in and took the top echelon of their program and said, okay, we're gonna package that together and offer this as a package to the people we bring on board. So, again, it's gonna be not exactly what you used to be doing. We're definitely gonna do our best to keep anybody who's been in the maintenance departments, but you may not necessarily be doing maintenance. I wanna grab all of you guys, and because you have the experience with this property, it's 11 separate buildings, 1.4 million square feet, nothing is where it's supposed to be, and we're gonna be opening walls and finding dead bodies or whatever we're gonna find on the wall. It's an ongoing issue. Like right now, we're up on the 10th floor and we're demoing some of that 10th floor right now until we see a standard of what is the asbestos abatement we're actually gonna come up against. So we went in there, we have OSHA view, we have everybody there in hazmat suits right now up there, and we go to open the walls, and the bathroom walls have 4 layers of drywall. We're like, okay, what caused that? I mean, over the years, why did they keep coming and adding more layers of drywall to those bathrooms to have 4 layers of drywall? So through this process, as we develop this property, we're gonna bring everybody on board. And John had mentioned one of the biggest problems that Kim and I both have is, when is that date? When are they actually gonna hand the keys over? And getting 3 separate lawyer groups to agree on a date of when this is gonna happen. We of course want it sooner. Our money's been sitting in escrow since April. We thought we were closing in April before COVID hit. So we were hoping that we were gonna close in April, so the sooner for us is the best. But I've gotta back into that date. So as soon as I know the date that they're gonna hand over the keys, I need to back into that date and start training. And so I need to put everybody that we're gonna hire on this property is gonna go through 2 weeks of full training. Even if you're never gonna touch asbestos, you're gonna get asbestos abatement training, and you're gonna get certified in asbestos abatement and asbestos abatement supervision. I don't care if you're a secretary, you're gonna clean a toilet, I don't care, you're gonna get that training. You're gonna get your OSHA 30 certification, you're gonna get CPR certified, you're gonna go through all of your safety trainings on me. Because I want everybody that walks onto this property to understand what we're gonna be up against that first 6 months. As we go to abate asbestos out of this building, I need everybody to be aware. Mold training, we have tons of mold, as I'm finding out as we start crawling through this building, and I need everybody to understand what is mold, how to see it, acknowledge it, what you do when you see it. Even if you don't intend to ever be in contact with it, I want everybody to be trained and certified in those things. So I'm gonna spend 2 weeks, I'm gonna spend the money, we're gonna set up training classes, you're gonna come to 40 hours a week of training for 2 weeks, and you're gonna get certified in all those things, just to have that knowledge. Just so that we have more eyes on the property, especially you guys. You know, we're gonna be bringing in 150 guys from the street to work in the construction and everything else that have no history in this building. You guys have the history. So you guys know to turn right instead of turn left. You know, and I'm gonna be relying on you guys and putting you in supervisory positions to help guide all the other people that have no idea where they're going. On top of that, we've gotta remove 900 rooms of furniture, 7 separate commercial kitchens. We have so much stuff to get out of this 1.4 million square feet. So we're gonna have a bunch of ants moving stuff, and we're gonna need a lot of directional cops, basically. We're gonna paint color lines on the ground, and if you're going somewhere with asbestos abatement, you're on the green line. If you're going with furniture, you're on the blue line. We're gonna set it up because we're gonna use and monopolize all the different docks and exit points that we can get all this stuff out of here and then all the new stuff into here. You know, so we're gonna need a lot of help on that. We're gonna run 24 hours a day on top of it. Something downtown Reno's not really used to, construction work running 24 hours a day, but we're gonna do that. So there's a lot of challenges coming up, and a lot of reasons that we need the experience of the people who've been on this property. So that's why I've reached out to John. I said I really want to grasp and bring on board as much of the history as I can. Find a way, if I don't have the exact job for you, I will train you to be a superintendent, a foreman, a project manager, train you on the paperwork I need you to watch and fill out, but more importantly, I have you there for your eyes and your knowledge, so that you can tell us, no, don't do that, go left, go right. You know, this is the history we've had with this room or this, you know, whatever we're running up against. We need that history, and that's very important to us. Then going beyond that, so we've got a 1 to 2 year construction schedule to turn this into 528 apartments, plus, you know, Whole Foods. We just signed a deal Friday with Clear Capital. They're gonna move in 400 employees and turn a big part of this complex into an office complex for Clear Capital. So that's exciting. We have every restaurant coming at us too, and we're gonna look at what that makeup looks like. Our intent with, if you haven't been on our website, actually, we'll just go here and see the video as well. WRK-life.com. At the end of this today, if you're interested, I need you to go on here. It's temporary, it's not normal. But you can go on this site and download an Excel spreadsheet and just fill out the data in there and then email that Excel spreadsheet back to me. And that way I can start that onboarding process and then schedule a one-on-one with you. And then over the next 2 weeks, they're actually building the portals now, and everything will be running through the actual employee portal, and everything will be done online. Your payroll, your benefit packages, everything will be done online. And they have that number for free. But you can, on the website, download all of this. You can look at the Gold 3000 medical plan and get your answers. You can look through all of the different documentation on the different benefits that we're offering. Have you guys seen the videos and everything, what's been proposed for the project? No? Yeah, there is a video on that site that flies you through, shows you the outside, shows you the new proposed plaza. You know, the Dave and Buster's, that kind of stuff, with a lot of glass, it's gonna open up, it's gonna rip out all that concrete and make it more of a park-like setting out there. And then it's gonna have a lot of the bars and restaurants and glass all looking out to there. Now that we're doing Clear Capital, and we're gonna be placing them in that second, third, and fourth floors on this west side. There'll be a lot more glass and stuff on that side looking down into that plaza. The 3 buildings will be obviously converted into apartments. And we're gonna start on the west side of the property with the north and south towers. We'll do those demos and the abatement, and then turn those into apartments. And then when we're about 80% done there, we'll move over to the east side. On the east side though, day 1, we're gonna reopen that tower. I'm gonna take floors 3 through 9, and I'm gonna use those for employee housing. So as I try to get 150 to 200 construction workers to come from around the country to be on the property 24 hours a day, I'm gonna provide housing for them. I'm gonna take the buffet and run that for the employees, so that they don't need to leave the property. They can come here, work, break, go to the buffet. Food's free, housing's free, so if you know anybody looking for construction jobs, it's gonna be a great deal. 12 months minimum, and room and board. So good pay, room and board benefits. You know, so I'm hoping to be able to bring in that 150 to 200 workers and make this happen, run the shifts 24 hours a day. goal is to attack 4 floors at a time. Each floor is gonna have a crew of 12 on it with a supervisor. And then, so, you can do that math, once you run 3 shifts, everything else, it equates to quite a bit of guys. And so you can just imagine how much stuff is coming out of here. And again, as we go through abatement, the double bagging of asbestos and specialized treatment of that going into those waste dumps. It's just gonna be a lot of coordination, a lot of answering in a lot of different directions, each following a different color line. I can't think of anything else at the moment, but open up the questions. I want to bring you guys all together, against advice of attorneys and HR. So that we can talk, and I know.
I gotta be careful what I say, so it's gonna be.
Yeah, and so I know you guys have been in limbo, and that's gotta be the worst position in the world to be in. And I'd like to give you more definites, but my goal being that by mid-August, I'm actually issuing you an actual offer letter. And then once we can tighten up with these attorneys over the next 2 weeks, that we need a real date, then I wanna back into that to the training. So I have everybody trained before they hand me the keys, and the day they hand me the keys, the ants are ready to begin moving furniture out of these complexes and beginning the abatement.
Questions? There's gotta be a ton. Yes, sir.
Are you gonna try and keep the showroom?
No.
Okay.
What I envision this literally to probably be the David Buster's, because once you open it all up out to the plaza, this becomes a great big open space, and I just gotta figure out floor heights and everything else, and all the complications of old ramps in the back and everything else that goes on in this building. So, but no, we had talked, we actually went and sat down with the university and their theater program, see if they had an interest. We went to a couple of the local theater groups. Nobody really had an interest. I guess there's enough theaters in this town that no one really thought that there was a reason to save this. So if anybody's got a better idea, I'm open book. Once you log in here, you'll be able to get my email and get directly to me. So email me anything you see from your experience on this property that you think could be done better. Talk to us. Open book, open door. So talk to us. We'll consider anything. Right now, I'm trying to figure out how to just keep the history, 100 years of history here, and where do we put it? So creating a space somewhere of a little museum or something on this property that captures all that history and allows people to see it. What do we do with the damn submarine engine in the basement? It's a cool piece. How do we get that to where the public can actually see it and know the story of why they built do that? There's so many things that come up on this property, like why did Bill do that? So capturing that history, explaining it, and figuring out how to translate that to a public viewing or a little tour or something.
Awesome.
So for those of us who wanna stay on the same shifts, you said that there'll be a 24-hour antail effectively. So is it possible that we'll be able to stay on our shifts?
Yes, that would be preferable. Yeah. We will work our best to do that.
Are elevators and escalators gonna be removed or replaced or upgraded?
Oh, God. Yeah, that's between $20 million and $800,000. I have this debate every Tuesday at 11 a.m. We're working on that. Obviously, we've had vertical lift experts here looking at all of them. Obviously, so much of them are down right now. My goal was to leave those escalators exactly where they are and reuse them in those spaces. Again, like Clear Capital came up and as a Friday, and I spent the weekend just looking at how to orchestrate them and leave those escalators in place. We're debating on who owns the damn elevator for the garage that was here and gone and somewhere hidden. We want that maybe back, and we want to upgrade that. Our bank building and some of our other areas, we're in that debate, and obviously we need your experience on that what that really looks like. I don't wanna spend $20 million, you know, so I wanna look at what can be used and then truly put together a capital expenditure program over X years until we truly do replace them all over time. Cause they're, you know, we know we're gonna beat the hell out of them over the next 2 years. And so we're gonna have to keep them running. I'm gonna take some of them out and use them as shafts to get stuff out, and create shafts out of a few of them. But again, I don't have 100% plan on that yet. The vertical transportation expert has submitted her master plan, which was 60 pages, and what could be salvaged and repaired. But I'd really like to sit down with you guys who actually have used these and worked on them to tell me what you're planning on first.
Anyone else? Got any more?
So if you're interested in working with us, please make sure you go on this work-life.com and download that Excel spreadsheet, fill it out, and then email it to me.
Mike has got.
Go Mike.
Our benefits gonna be when the day we start?
Day you start, sorry, that was the biggest thing I was supposed to tell you today too. Yes, that was an arm wrestle, but there is no wait period. Day
That's
one.
big, that's
Right?
huge, Nick.
Sorry,
That's huge.
that was the biggest news I had.
Wow,
too.
Mike's on a roll. Go, go, Mike.
Pre-existing conditions?
It shouldn't matter,
Okay.
where we are right now. Obviously, God, I don't know how many of you guys have had to dive into this, but they sent me like this, but it was like 60-some pages, to, you know, trying to figure out, you know, so everything in the modern world now, you pick a plan and it, you know, my cost is basically based on age, so, and I think it's a horrific system, that's how we ended up in America, that, you know, I have to even know that. I shouldn't have to do that. Insurance should be X cost, and it's not, it's actually, if your age is so-and-so, and I bring you on board, my cost to insure you is this. I just think it's horrific. I should know.
So Brent, is there any kind of guarantee of like how long of employment, is it 2 years, a year?
Right now, minimum, it would be 14 months. But then it's all just depending on what your job is. So, let's just tie maintenance for example. I'm gonna need maintenance forever, you know, so I'm gonna need 3 shifts of maintenance on all the different systems and everything else. So those guys are gonna be pretty well set. I like to roll them in. They'll just transfer eventually from my payroll to property management's payroll. When I turn over a section of the building, I'll be turning over so many employees at that time to the property management division of the company. Security, same thing. I put security on my budget because I need them, you know, under my control for that 14 months or so when I've got, you know, 200 bodies running around. But again, what I worked out with property management division of our company was as I turn over sections, I'll turn over a percentage of those security officers and everything else. We've got to determine where security office is going to be right now, because that security office right now upstairs is hot, and I gotta get asbestos out of there, so I need to figure out a new location to put security temporarily. Talking to John this morning, I really want guys back on bikes, and moving around on the outside, just like a presence. We've got how many, 26 exit points on this property that we have to keep eyes on. There's a lot of stuff in here that a lot of guys are gonna wanna take. So we're gonna have to figure that stuff out, make sure that they're going on the right path. So those guys, I'm gonna move on over. Now, like food service, we're talking about keeping the buffet open and everything else. We're gonna arm wrestle. Maybe we create a restaurant or something and move them into there. You know, we have lots of opportunities that are coming down the pike here, and maybe a restaurant or two that we keep. And maybe we work out something there. My goal is to look at each person, figure out what their long-term passion is, what their life passion is, the direction, and then figure out how to make that happen. This is not our only project in Reno. So,
Go into that a little bit?
yeah, block away, we're doing the Kimpton Hotel. Okay, it's 32 stories, it's on the river, next to the church on Island.
Street.
And next to that, it's not announced, but we're out for Google. So they're coming into downtown. So there's lots of opportunities going there. We're looking at the old bus station right now for a Westin hotel. We're in negotiations with that. We're working with Don Clark and his big project for downtown Reno. So, if things go the way that it looks like today, especially with what Chris, our owner, has already put the money up for and paid for, and working with Dr. Lescu and, and buying us some land, we have a 5-year minimum deal. So again, I'm not moving away, I'm staying here, and we're gonna roll through these next 5 years. It's what we're doing today, it could be longer. So knowing Chris, it will be longer. He's from his family, like 3rd generation, he really wants to finish what he's back in Reno. So.
And then for those hotel employees that are in here, can you kind of explain your thoughts on East Tower?
All right.
So we kind of understand.
Yeah, and these aren't my thoughts. I'm not property management, I'm the construction design guy. They brought me out of retirement. Chris, who owns this company, who's the gazillionaire, used to work for me 25 years ago. So, he came and dug me out of retirement and says, guess what, I got something that's extremely difficult to do. So, and that's why I'm standing up here. So, East Tower, we're gonna operate, floors 10 through 24, as a budget suites of some kind. We're talking with Clarion, we're talking to a couple different people, but we're gonna bring that one back online. I've been talking with Terry and some of the guys, and we gotta figure out when that online is, and I gotta back that date up too, because we have a number of systems over there, water things blowing and things of that nature, but, I wanna take the original, Hampton Inn lobby and make it back the lobby it was before.
Gift shop area.
Yeah, a gift shop area with that little, drive up. We are gonna have valet parkers, so those are gonna be another group of guys, cause I really have been laying out this whole design that a construction worker will never cross paths with a guest. And so we're gonna separate those areas out. Only if they're staying in that tower as a guest, then they're gonna be valet parking only, and entering that little lobby, going up those elevators. And so then we have 200 guys that might be staying on property as well, living on floors 3 through 9. And those are gonna enter off the 2nd level, where all the construction traffic's gonna go, the buffet, our construction offices, all that's gonna be on that 2nd level. And we'll manage those amps and try to work it out to where guests and construction workers don't cross paths.
So Bob, talk to some of your valet guys, see who's out there looking. I think this probably be October-ish.
Yes,
November-ish.
I would say our goal would be, it's October, but until we really put our arms around with Terry and the boys on when I can really get that up and running, I've gotta be able to start offering, rooms to my workforce by the end of September or earlier, cause I'm gonna bring them here for training. So I've gotta figure out how to get that thing operational, in those, at least the first floors. So I've got workforce housing, and then when it comes to, housekeeping and whatnot, I think the whole world's gonna change. I think I'm gonna be putting, washers and dryers on every floor, and, we'll do some other thought patterns on how this future looks, cause right now, we don't turn rooms until guests leave, right?
Correct. I don't think that if they're gonna be live-in, they'll probably get their room cleaned once, twice a week, correct, Mary? Okay, that's what we currently did with Panasonic?
So, yeah, Mary, we just have to sit down and sort of run those things out. Again, for my guys in their rooms, it's gonna be, once a week on a certain day, we're gonna post something on the elevator wall when they walk out, say, your day of the week is this, if you want your room cleaned, put the sock on the belt.
We do have washing and dryers on property, so that helps
Yeah,
a little bit too.
so,
And then for those that with IT and surveillance that are in the room.
yeah, surveillance is really
I got
big
one
for
IT
me.
in the room, Marcy, I believe is on one
Hey,
side.
Marcy. I really need
She's been on something.
I bet.
No, I just-
But, surveillance is huge for, everything we're gonna do, cause I want somebody, obviously on surveillance 24/7, watching the ants move and then communicating with security. So we just gotta figure out where that new location is going to be, which cameras, we have access to, and where do we need to put new ones. Cause I really want cameras on all the floors, so if they're temporary, did we ever have cameras on floors before?
No, no cameras on the.
We have one on hotel.
A few?
Well, we have a tryout.
Okay. So we do want that. Obviously, we wanna be able to watch the construction going on. We also are gonna, talk to, our neighbors and put some cameras on a few buildings around us so that we can actually get that, construction changeover video kind of thing too, so we can not only have, video of what's going on the site, but we all sit together to show the transformation of the property over time. But again, surveillance will run 24 hours a day. So that's gonna be key, and I'm gonna look to that to fall under security, the security office and management will run surveillance as well. Oh, and IT, obviously, we've got to sit down, I had Spectrum here today trying to just get the, internet to my trailer, and it doesn't exist.
So just real quick, Cox is our Wi-Fi in the house, correct?
Yeah, they're
So
That they
once
don't
this
know
deal
Wi-Fi
is,
is ready.
we didn't probably be able to cross that over, Cox here.
But we need to talk, and we want redundancy, and I want fiber everywhere. So we need to really get you on board whenever that's possible. Yeah, I know what the two can, so, one of the greatest things that we've kept is that, that unlimited gaming license. So eventually there'll be some kind of an online gaming operation operating out of this facility somewhere. So, we're gonna need to bring redundancy and fiber optics and everything else, and the fact that we're bringing clear capital, you can just imagine the kind of bandwidths and issues that we're gonna need. And so we need to sit down and really relook at the property as a whole, and then since we're gutting and everything else, where do we really wanna put hubs and closets and, so that we can be able to grow for the next 50 years. 'Cause right now this place is a skeleton, it's Frankenstein, as a lot of people call it.
Oh, yeah.
It's really a Frankenstein building, and it's very, it needs help in a lot of IT areas.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure that we've gotta get it up to all the rooms, and, make sure we have modern, high speed in every one of these apartments. We have a lot to talk about.
Lene, you have anything? Any
No,
questions on your
we're
side?
good, we're good.
Okay.
You're good?
Yep, you've answered a lot of our questions already, so, thank you.
Mike?
One of the questions I get from some of the locals, or if some of our old guests see me, they're worried about the steakhouse and Ichiban's.
Ichiban's gone, they were, yeah, that's true.
So I gotta keep.
You gotta keep me
I
in
gotta keep
line,
control on the other
3
two.
separate lawyers in the FTC.
Yeah, that's-
So,
I got them coming from all different directions.
So, yeah, again, Ichiban's is up in the air, but,
Yeah. Read
my
between the
goal,
lines.
my goal would honestly, I'd love to see the bank building turned back into that historical landmark that it was. I'd really like to have that property back to its glory days of 1918 and really find a tenant to occupy that space that, is along those lines, like Capital One Bank, with there's a big cafe in the basement or the first floor and all that kind of stuff. Something along those lines where we can restore that back to its historical days of what it was and separate all the little connections on the multiple floors and just keep that building as a standalone again. Where the only thing that's open is that first floor where you can travel like through a mall kind of setting, and the rest of that building stays that way. So, Ichiban obviously is a big piece of how that future looks. And what was the other one? Steakhouse. I wish I had an answer. I sat in the steakhouse
Still up in the
again.
air.
I sat in there on Saturday, if I had my way, and
Bertie, we're trying.
yeah, If I had it my way, man, that thing doesn't get touched.
He was the chef down there.
Yeah, I do not want that room touched. If anything, I can go grab the best of the equipment that we're removing from all the other things. We modernize that kitchen and we don't touch that steakhouse. I'd love to see that, you know, and then maybe we find some way of creating that historical museum piece as you're going to the steakhouse. So you go through it to see the history of the 80 to 100 years of this block. And then you're, you know, and that's the #1 steakhouse in the city, and it's stupid expensive, and you wanna go there, it is what it is. So that would be my goal. I sat in there on Saturday for a number of hours talking. I had some historians here and some people, and it's like, that's my goal. But again, I'm not property management. You know, those Wall Street boys, they talk about price per square foot, da, 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 da. So I'm gonna keep at it. That's gonna be, you know, I'm the guy in the ground, so every time they propose something, I'm like, oh, I can't do that. So,
Well, they're trying to keep the steakhouse is all I can tell them.
yeah, we're trying our best. I mean, there's not much good use for that space down there besides that, right?
Right.
I mean, it's not really gonna be usable to a lot of other people. The basements of this place right now are gonna become a mini storage. I mean, that's who's come at us. So they need mini storage in downtown, all the new urban growth and the Googles and Apples, and everybody that wants to move into downtown Reno. So we need a grocery store, a CVS pharmacy, and mini storage. Those are big needs down here, so, I'm sorry? Urgent care, yeah, another one that we're pushing hard to put into that first floor area. So that basement, we're gonna look at cleaning out that whole basement area, and I don't see any reason to touch that steakhouse.
Bernie, like I said, we're fighting.
Thank you.
We're fighting.
I'll modernize the kitchen. If I keep the steakhouse, you get a better kitchen.
Awesome.
So on the security side of things, during the construction, is there gonna be hard perimeter or soft perimeter?
Both.
Both.
And we'll do it later.
That's what he's talking about, biking and all that.
Yeah, and, again, and my goal was, once I get you on the property, and you've been temperature checked and, you know, gone through everything to get on here to go to work for the day, then I keep you here too, so, and we keep that barrier all the way around, and that's what I'm trying to get people to, I can get the staff that, wants to stay on property, sort of limit more and more exposure. We don't know what 9 months from now looks like. We can all stand up here and make guesses, but since, you know, March 17th, we don't think any of us really know what tomorrow brings. Every time we think there's a peak, then somebody's changing it.
Alan, our 58-year employee. What do you got, brother?
It's hard to hear me.
I won't touch that. But, you got any questions, Alan? I think you're gonna be sitting right next to him in his office, so.
He answered everything I wanted.
It sounds like it. It sounds like it. You heard everything. Is there any other questions out there? No.
The carpet, are we changing that?
Every piece of carpet goes. I don't think there'll be any carpet in this facility when I'm done.
Alright.
I think rooms are gonna be hardwood, and, I mean, I think we'll, in hallways and stuff, will be changed to a hard surface. I don't expect to see carpet anywhere.
Awesome.
Are you a carpet guy? And if you are, I'm sorry.
No, I was just wondering about the carpet, but
Okay.
I don't know if it's for.
If you want carpet, it's gonna be a really good price.
Oh, zebra. Put up your rig and take it out.
Yeah.
Just one quick one, is it gonna be just apartments or condos and apartments?
We had talked about doing a condo overlay, but, right now, the business model is for the next 7.5 years minimum, it will be apartments. I don't know if you guys know what an opportunity zone is, an opportunity zone, but this is one. And so, in 7.5 years, this property has a massive play as an opportunity zone, play for the investors on Wall Street. Why
Vacation and pay differences?
Was that?
Vacation and pay differences?
Well, I haven't verified that there's not one of you out there making $1 million a year, but, my intent is everybody's getting a paid bump. And, vacations, we're gonna do a PTO policy. Everybody will start with 3 weeks of PTO, when you start. So I know some of you guys have been around a long time, you get more than that. And you can always come to arm wrestle with me. I'm very big on people taking vacations, so, even though John and I never get one. But yes, that was what we're coming out of the gate with, 3 weeks of PTO. And it's immediate, so it'll be based on, we'll work out some kind of, so many days.
So-
Don't ask for vacation in your first 30 days.
So for those that are hourly, doing a startup with Caesars prior to the ERI, 'cause I'm not sure what theirs is, Michelle would have to answer that. Your first year, you get 1 week as an hourly, where he's bringing in hourlies at 3 weeks. That's pretty significant. It's a great benefit, great benefit.
I'm trying to make sure you guys don't have any questions on that stuff. I wanna make sure I beat everything that you guys have currently got. One thing I couldn't beat is when you told me you got 5 weeks of vacation a year. I was like, John, I'm sorry.
Well, we really get 8 with holidays.
Oh, you're really not getting that.
Oh, it's 52 weeks, sorry.
Oh, 52 weeks. I'll take
52
that
weeks,
too.
so,
I'm ready
okay.
for that too.
Yeah, but, I figured 3 was pretty fair coming out of the gate. And then, as we, look at the long-term plan, I'll sit down as we develop more of a real true in-house HR program and everything else, we'll look at that. We're very pro, all that kind of stuff. We wanna make sure everybody's happy.
His wages for downtown is very competitive to what everybody else does currently right now. He is higher than them. Okay, so what's going on downtown? I can't go into it, but because I have CAI, ERI, CZR, gotta be careful.
And
Okay?
FTC.
And what?
FTC.
Oh, and the FTC.
Just a
Got
little
them
guy,
too.
just a little guy.
I'm almost done with the FTC. So, Federal Trade Commission, almost done with those guys. So, very appreciative of how much hard work that Brent has put in this, and we've been in town now. Feels like
3 weeks only.
It feels like a year.
Yeah, it's only 3
About
weeks.
3 weeks he's been here, and he's got all this put together for everybody to be in this room today. Like I said, he is very concerned about employees. He wants to make sure that whatever he's bringing to you, it's the right thing to bring to you. Okay, so right benefits. I think this is, from what I'm reading and what I saw here, and what we currently have here, those benefits that are on there are better than the ones we currently have now with these. Michelle?
I'll go up and check it out, but I'll take your word for it for right now.
Oh, you weren't listening? I gotta call you out, you haven't said nothing yet.
So, yeah, go to the website, you can download all that stuff.
Right, very nice.
But that was the only direction I gave to the benefit, people from paychecks, when I've been running in ragged, we had to beat everything we had, so. I believe they did a good job. I'm real happy with, a number of pieces that I looked at your current stuff and I was like, oh, that's terrible. So I'm hoping this is better. I'm very familiar with United Healthcare down in Vegas. I'm not as familiar with them up here. But I'm hoping that they're pretty strong.
Any other, yes, Mike?
When will you kind of sit down with people to, make your offers for their salary?
Again, as soon as you fill out all the stuff online and get it back to me, I'm hoping within 2 weeks you have an offer letter from me. So that'll be my first salvo, and my first offer. If you don't like it, I'm an open book, just come see me. I'm trying to be very transparent. I'm hoping, one of my first hires is the HR director, so I actually have somebody who specializes in that, so I can keep crawling.
Still
around.
looking for one.
Yeah, your current one's pretty damn strong. I like her.
She's a bulldog.
She's a bulldog, no doubt. She fights for you guys.
I know we like her.
And you want an HR director that does that, to be honest with you, it's awesome. So, I think she'll be able to pull me in the carpet, you know? Yeah, so I'm hoping to get that person onboarded, as quickly as I can, and I know we're trying to make sure that we don't mess up, your, what's it called? Severance, thank you. make sure.
Starts, we have questions for, or we have answers for any questions you may have at the end of
Yeah,
this.
they're gonna throw me out of the room, so if you have more questions for me, you need to ask now, cause you guys you gotta change to a whole different hat for him, and he'll address other concerns. So any other
This
questions?
is the positive hat.
So next
All right.
is, the negative one?
You are.
Oh, there you go. So please, if you're interested, get to that website as fast as you can. Do that stupid little deal of downloading, filling it out, and then emailing me. Huh?
You want resumes and all that too, or not?
If you could, that would be awesome. Right now, only the guys in this room know about this website, so, again, John eventually, as soon as he can come on board, he will as well. And, then, I'll get these offer letters out and I wanna get this core group onboarded as fast as I can, as soon as you're allowed to on board with us. Even if I might not have a job for you immediately, I'll get you on payroll, so, and then get you into training. We have Tom Wise, who's one of the foremost asbestos, mold, abatement, lead, everything that we've got going on this property, he's the foremost trainer in the country. So he's gonna come and do these classes. So it could be boring, but it's cool to have. It's cool to know, especially you guys, this is Reno, you guys have a lot of old buildings up here that have some crap in them, so it's good to know what it is and what is friable, and what does it mean, and what happens when I come in contact with it. I do not intend to completely clean this complex. It's almost impossible with the way that they did it initially, and they oversprayed everything. It's impossible to remove all asbestos from this place. So as we remove drywall and everything else, we're gonna clean what we can clean, and then everything else is gonna be encapsulated and encased in a very thick membrane, so it can never be disturbed again. And again, that's a whole other fumes and training that you need to go through when you're spraying that stuff and you're coming into those areas. Lots of training, lots of safety training. It's gonna be.
Where will
Where?
the training be?
Probably right here. We're thinking about the convention center too. Tom and I went up there. Yeah, we talked about that, but it's not big enough. We're thinking that we can do 50 people at a time. So that means we have to have 4 separate 2-week
It's probably
trainings.
better here for the social distance, has to be done.
In the convention center?
Here.
But the convention center is wider, bigger?
No air conditioning.
50 people.
Yeah.
At least we got, what'd you count in here today, Michelle? Because you probably got one. Or do we get all this stuff working?
Okay.
If that's okay.
That would be cool, man. I don't care. I mean,
Whatever is easier for you.
so, but yeah, we're probably gonna have literally a total of 8 weeks total of training, so I'd like to get you guys in training class for a while. Cause I'm gonna look to you guys as my supervisors, and, so I'm gonna work to put you into those positions so that, you've got that history. So I'm looking to have my supervisor have a history of this building. Anything else? Or you throw me out and you go to your other part of the show? I think it's a magic trick dance.
It is. That'd be the real song and dance.
That'd be the real song. All
Brent,
right.
thank you very much.
Get that website
Yeah, come on up, where you love to be.